All right, welcome in everyone to the deep dive. Today, we're going to tackle something pretty interesting happening in the Pi network. It's called PiFest, and you might have heard of it, maybe not, but we're going to get into what it is, what it's all about, how it works, and most importantly, what it means for Pi in general. Think of this as your crash course on PiFest. And oh yeah, it all ties in nicely with Pi Day, March 14th every year. So our mission today is simple. We're going to make sure you understand PiFest, especially all the latest stuff.
Exactly. So when we say PiFest, what we're talking about is, at its core, a celebration. But the goal is very practical, getting people to use PiCoin, to buy things for actual commerce. It's showing that Pi can be a real way to pay for stuff, a medium of exchange.
Okay, so it's not just people holding onto their Pi, but actually going out and spending it.
Precisely. And PiFest, like you said, always happens around Pi Day on March 14th. It's kind of their big yearly thing.
Yeah.
And the whole point is to get more people using Pi. There are a few big goals they're trying to hit. First, getting merchants, the businesses, as comfortable with Pi as the users are. Second, proving that Pi isn't just some digital thing sitting on a computer. You can actually use it to buy real goods and services.
Makes sense. I mean, a digital currency is only valuable if you can actually spend it, right?
Absolutely. And that ties into their third goal.
Hmm.
They want to help build a whole decentralized economy, and Pi is at the center of it. PiFest is a big step toward making that happen. And lastly, it brings the whole Pi network community closer together. You've got the users, they call them pioneers, connecting directly with the businesses.
All right, let's break down how PiFest actually works in practice. Like, what are the actual steps involved?
So there are a few key pieces. We start with the merchants, the businesses. They sign up, and then they can accept Pi as payment. And often they'll have special deals during PiFest, like discounts if you pay with Pi. Now get this. The last PiFest, in March 2025, they had over 125,000 sellers who signed up. And what's even cooler, 58,000 of those were actually doing business, accepting Pi during the event. That's a huge number. And it's not just, one type of business either. You had everything from small shops to big online companies. It shows that Pi is going mainstream.
Wow, 58,000. That's a lot of people using Pi. So what about the users, the pioneers? How do they get involved?
Yeah, so getting the pioneers involved is the other big piece of the puzzle. They're encouraged to find those businesses and spend their Pi coins. And to help them do that, they have this thing called the Map of Pi. It's like a directory that shows you which businesses near you accept Pi. Over 1.8 million pioneers have used the Map of Pi to find places to spend their Pi. That shows you how engaged the community is.
1.8 million users. That's impressive. It sounds like they're building a real system for this.
Oh, absolutely. And to make sure everyone knows about PiFest and how to join in, they do a lot of promotion, on social media and through the official Pi network channels.
So what's in it for everybody? What are the benefits of PiFest for merchants, for pioneers, and for Pi itself?
For businesses, PiFest is a chance to get in front of a whole new group of customers, the Pi network. It lets them try out a new way to get paid and potentially even make more sales. For pioneers, it's where the Pi they've earned comes to life. They can actually spend it and be part of this growing Pi economy. And for the Pi network itself, PiFest helps it grow, shows that Pi is actually useful, and could increase its value in the long run.
Sounds like a win-win for everyone. But with anything involving digital currency and these kind of events, there got to be some things people need to be careful about, right?
You are absolutely right. Responsible participation is key. Pioneers need to do their homework, just like with any money. Research before you buy. And it's super important for everyone to follow the rules about cryptocurrency in their country. And, unfortunately, with all the excitement around this new technology, there's always a risk of scams. So stay alert and report anything that seems fishy.
Good advice, for sure. Now, this last PiFest in March 2025, it sounds like that was a pretty big deal. What made it so special?
Yeah, the March 2025 PiFest was a game changer. It was the first one that was fully supported by what they call open network external connectivity. So before, when it was in closed network, Pi could mostly only be used within the Pi network. This open network stuff means Pi can be used in the real world on a way bigger scale than before. The official report talked about historic global engagement and how Pi-powered local commerce is really taking off.
So this move to open network, it really opened up a lot of new possibilities for PiFest.
For sure. And the numbers prove it. They had over 45,000 reviews from pioneers who made purchases with Pi. That's a ton of feedback. And it helps build trust and makes things more transparent. And the variety of things people were buying and selling was amazing. Everything from groceries and everyday stuff to professional services, cafes, boutiques, even car repair shops and freelance designers were taking Pi. It was like a digital marketplace come to life, all using Pi as the currency.
That's a pretty clear picture of how people are using Pi in their daily lives.
Absolutely. And the Pi network calls this a full circle utility loop. Think about it. You see a bakery listed on the map of Pi. You go there, buy some stuff using Pi from your digital wallet, and then you leave a review on the Pi Network's forum about your great experience using Pi. That's the loop. Finding a business, making the purchase, and giving feedback, all within the Pi network. It's like a self-sustaining system. As more people find businesses and pay with Pi, more businesses want to join in, which makes the network stronger and stronger.
So this PiFest really showed everyone what Pi can do now that it's on open network.
Exactly. It's not just theory anymore. It's real-world use happening on a global level. PiFest showed how eager both pioneers and businesses are to use Pi. It was a big step towards what the Pi network has been aiming for.
It sounds like things are really moving along. So what happens now that PiFest 2025 is over? Does the momentum keep going, or was it just a one-time thing?
Oh, the momentum is definitely meant to keep going. PiFest is a specific event, but the whole Pi ecosystem keeps growing. They want pioneers to keep using the map of Pi, finding those businesses that accept Pi, and trying out all the new Pi apps that are coming out. And for businesses out there, it's not too late to get involved. They can still sign up and start reaching these new customers in the Pi community. This isn't the end of the story for Pi. It's just the beginning.
Okay, so let's recap. PiFest, happening around Pi Day, is all about getting people to actually use PiCoin for everyday purchases. It connects Pi users with businesses, shows that Pi is a real currency, and helps build this whole Pi-based economy. The March 2025 event was huge because it was the first one using open network, which means Pi can now be used much more widely. They had over 125,000 sellers sign up, tons of people actively using Pi, and the map of Pi is really popular. It was a big step forward for Pi's real-world potential.
Yeah, you nailed it. It shows how the Pi network wants to move from just a digital asset to a real currency you can use every day. And the numbers definitely back that up.
With all this activity and the move to open network, what's next? What other innovations are coming to make Pi even more useful in the real world? This feels like the start of something pretty big. Thanks for taking us on this deep dive today.
Happy to do it. It's fascinating to see how this whole digital world is developing.
And thanks to everyone for listening to the deep dive. Until next time, stay curious.